What's going on, guys? How you doing today? It's Singer Role Player once again, and I finally was able to play WOLCEN Lords of Mayhem, and I have some of my thoughts on the game in general. Well, first of all, what I can say, the game plays and looks like a clone between Diablo 3, Grim Dawn, and maybe Path of Exile, although it's quite far from Path of Exile. The only thing that greatly resembles Path of Exile is the skill tree in WOLCEN, but everything else is almost exactly like Grim Dawn. The game is still in super early stages, and I don't recommend buying it because it's very unstable. It crashed all the time, and in fact I stopped playing for this reason, because I kept crashing at boss, and I crashed like 3 times in a row, and I really don't know what to do. I just cannot progress further. I just crashing stably, so I kind of quit it for now. The game itself is pretty good. I mean, the action is not slow, it's faster than Grim Dawn. It's more like Diablo 3 action, which is very good, and you can also buff your move speed, your attack speed, go melee, go spells. There's also classes, also subclasses, you can specialize further, so it's very good. For the mana and kind of life, there's interesting sources of spending your resources. There's Umbra resource and there's a Rage resource instead. Rage kind of generates when you perform melee attacks and kill the enemies. Umbra also generates from the melee attacks, which is pretty weird, on the left button, and basically you have to use melee attacks, kind of melee ranged attacks, which is pretty complex, to be honest, to generate this mana. I think that's a bit too complex, to be honest. It could be much easier ways to implement these things. Sorry. Overall, the game plays really smooth for now, if not the fucking crashes all the time. The spells look pretty cool, the melee attacks look pretty nicely, they're nicely done. The bosses are pretty interesting. There are no potions, like potions rarely drop. You mostly get the globes like in Diablo 3, and potions are pretty rare as far as I can see. The game, like I said, is very early, very buggy, but it's pretty fun to play. What else? The skill system. Let me show you the skill system, guys, in a second. So there is 4 main stats: ferocity, toughness, agility, and willpower. I invested everything into willpower because I wanted to kind of use the very basic skill called like something lightning shit. So I used lightning shit to kill most of the game, which is just the very first skill that I found in the game, so I invested in spells, and it worked really good. I didn't even invest in the toughness, and I had really no problem surviving shit. Ferocity is for mostly melee damage, toughness is for health damage resistance, agility is crit chance. Willpower strangely gives health regeneration, and there is no way to regenerate this goddamn mana as far as I could find out. There's a kind of a passive regeneration to Umbra, but it's not that massive, and it's pretty weird to kind of understand how exactly all these work together. Now the skill tree is very interesting as well. I will show you later on here. So this is basically the skill tree, and the skill tree, like a direct resemblance from Path of Exile. It looks the same. There's even kind of class, and then you go to the ascendancy on the left, but there is one slight problem here. As you can see, on the left there's elementalist, and on the right here there's kind of the melee character. I mean, why I should travel all the way through the fucking melee skills and go all the way up here in order to get the goddamn lightning damage and elemental damage? This is pretty weird. I don't really need fucking melee shit. I want to get straight into elemental damage. That's why it's kind of stupid in my opinion. I really hope it will be kind of aligned better properly, because right now it's pretty weird. So the skill tree is like I said, exactly like Path of Exile. Half of the skills there are not even there yet, they're not even implemented. The game is in super early stage, like I said. So you can hover over some of the notes and see that it's not even available at this point. What else can I say, guys? There's even kind of the same classes in Path of Exile, which is pretty strange. There's too much of a resemblance in Path of Exile in some aspects. Like there is, for example, Assassin, Trickster, and Elementalist on the skill tree, and this is directly from Path of Exile, which is pretty weird. Aside from that, the game looks like a combination of the best, but the only problem is the lack of content. There's literally nothing. There's like a dozen of areas, there's 20 levels, and like I said, I was unable to level up past 10 because I keep on crashing at one boss challenge, and I crashed there 3 times and I just stopped playing entirely because it was pointless. The loading times are massive as well. So I just like crashing and then running for 1 minute and then crashing and loading for 5 minutes. It's just not worth my time. So overall, I do not recommend buying this game at this point. It's just like a massive waste of money, guys. It's very, very early. It's like super early. It's very unstable. If it could be stable, it might be worth it, like a solid alpha experience, but I couldn't expect it to be so unstable and nearly rage quit it. I couldn't level up to the max, and I think it's not really worth it at this point to try and load 10 times in a row and go for all this loading crap bullshit. So these are my thoughts on the game. I think it has potential, but there's like enormous amount of work ahead, and even though it does look good, it doesn't really bring nothing specifically new. It brings something from Grim Dawn, something from Diablo 3, something from Path of Exile, but I haven't really found anything like groundbreaking that makes the game stand out from the rest and make it somewhat unique. Besides the others, maybe like this. So these are my thoughts on the game, guys. Thanks for watching and see you soon.